Hello everyone, welcome to the session on Drugs and Cosmetic Act 1940 and Rules 1945. In this session, we are going to discuss about provisions of manufacture. So, what we are going to discuss here is definition of manufacture, then certain prohibitions of manufacture, then what is the common procedure for manufacture licenses, then what are the types of manufacturing licenses, and then what are the conditions involved in different types of licenses. So let us begin. Definition of manufacture. So manufacture is process for drug or cosmetic. Which process? Process of making, altering, ornamenting, finishing, packing, labeling, breaking up. So all these operations are included in manufacture. Then what are the prohibitions? Misbranded drugs, adulterated drugs, spurious drugs, drugs of not of standard quality, then drugs which claim to prevent or cure the diseases which are specified in Schedule J. Schedule J prescribes about incurable diseases. So that kind of drugs cannot be manufactured. Then drugs whose manufacturing, sale and distributions are prohibited in the country of origin, means drug is originated from which country. Then for patent and proprietary medicine, if its formula is not disclosed, what content is there and in which quantity they are present, it's not disclosed, then it cannot be manufactured. Then any drug which is prohibited by rules, any drug or cosmetic which are unsafe and harmful, and any manufacturing of drug or cosmetic without license is prohibited. So that was definition of manufacture and prohibited drugs. Now, next part is what is common procedure. So common procedure for the license is any person who is interested for manufacturing of drug has to apply. So application is to be made to the licensing authority. If one wish to manufacture at different premises, then separate license is to be taken for different premises. So after application, the application is verified. So verification of statement in the application by licensing authority. Then inspection of premises can be done by the licensing authority. Then suppose one is applying for the renewal of the license, means already the person has the license of manufacture and now he wishes to renew the license after expiry. Then past performances of that applicant are checked. So after application, verification and inspection, if licensing authority is satisfied, then license is granted. If not satisfied, then license is not granted or refused. So this is common procedure. Now, what are the manufacturing licenses available? So for manufacturing licenses are available for these various classes of drugs which are prescribed in schedules. So license for other than Schedule C and C1 and Schedule X drug. So whatever is prescribed in Schedule C, Schedule C1 and Schedule X, other than that, so manufacturing license for all that other than Schedule C, C1 and Schedule X. Then another license is for Schedule C and C1 but not Schedule X. So that is for Schedule C and C1. Then Schedule X drug. So Schedule X but not C and C1. Then Schedule C, C1 and Schedule X. Then license for manufacture for examination, test or analysis. So these 5 types of licenses are granted by licensing authority. C and C1, other than C, C1 and X, C and C1, X, then Schedule C, C1 and X, then for examination, test and analysis. Now, for application. So licenses may be granted for manufacture at own premises, then loan license and repacking license. We are going to discuss what is loan license and repacking license in coming slides. But for application, we said that application to the licensing authority is made in certain forms. So for other than Schedule C and C1 and X, license application for own premises is made in form number 24. Then license is granted in form number 25. Loan license application is made in 24A and license is granted in 25A. Repacking license application is made in 24B and license is granted in 25B. Similarly, for Schedule C and C1, for own premises, license application is done in 27 and granted in 28. Loan license in 27A and granted in 28A. For Schedule X, own premises manufacturing, license application is done in 24F and granted in 25F. For Schedule C, C1 and X, application is made in 27B and granted in 28B. For examination, test and analysis, application is made for in form number 30 and license is granted in form number 29. So depending on which type of manufacturing is done, application is made and license is granted. Now next, so here one by one we are going to discuss conditions for different licenses, starting from other than Schedule C, C1 and X. So manufacturing of Schedule C, C1 and X. So here already I said manufacturing at own premises, then loan license and then repacking license. What are the conditions for manufacturing at own premises? For drugs other than Schedule C, C1 and X. So number one is manufacturing is to be conducted under the supervision of competent staff. So there are certain qualifications for technical staff. Then it should comply with all the provisions of Schedule M. Now Schedule M includes good manufacturing practices. Then adequate space, plant, equipment, everything, all facilities must be provided for the manufacturing operations. Then facilities for carrying out test. So when manufacturing is done, test is to be carried out for strength, then purity, etc. So testing is to be done. Quality control testing are to be done. Then for that facility means it includes premises, then staff, instrument, equipment, etc. must be provided. Then head of that testing unit shall be independent than the head of manufacturing unit. So both must be different and separate. Then head of testing unit should have at least degree in medicine, science, pharmacy or pharmaceutical chemistry. Then there must be arrangement for storage of drugs. If patent and proprietary medicines are to be manufactured, then applicant must furnish all the evidence and data which justify therapeutic activity, content, safety, stability, etc. So all that information are to be provided. If testing is not done at the own laboratory, then testing must be done at the laboratory which are approved by licensing authority. So it is not necessary that testing is to be performed at own laboratory, but it must be performed at the laboratory which is approved by licensing authority. Then applicant or licensee must maintain all the records as specified in Schedule U. So according to the provisions of Schedule U, all the records must be maintained and retained at least for the period of 5 years from the date of manufacturing. They should allow the inspection by inspector. So inspector may inspect the premises, all the operations, storage conditions. He may ask for the different records, and if necessary, then he may ask for the sample. So all these things must be allowed. Then from time to time, if any kind of changes are there in manufacturing process, in staff, or in anything, if changes are to be done, then it must be reported to the licensing authority. Then sample must be furnished if required. Then if sample is taken and it is sent for the testing to the Central Drug Laboratory or any other laboratory approved by the licensing authority, and if licensing authority thinks that it is suspected sample and sale must be stopped, then they advise manufacturer to stop the selling of that particular batch. Then they have to obey or follow that rules or instruction. Then they have to maintain the inspection book in which all the entries are made by the inspector. They should maintain the reference samples from each batch for a period of at least 3 months beyond the date of expiry. So these are the common conditions for manufacture of other than Schedule C, C1 and X. Then what is loan license? So loan license means a license which the licensing authority may issue to the applicant who does not have his own arrangements for manufacture. Means applicant himself does not have any arrangement for manufacturing, but he may take the services of the person or the licensee who has the manufacturing license and all the facility. So conditions will remain same as we discussed earlier in the previous slides. So the premises where the manufacturing is taking place, they have to obey all that conditions. Then next is repacking license. Now what is repacking license? Repacking license means the applicant or the licensee, they buy medicines or drugs in a bulk containers from someone, and then they open that container and they pack it in a small containers, and then they sell or distribute that. So for that process is known as repacking, and for that also license is required. So what are the common conditions for repacking license? Repacking must be always carried out under hygienic conditions and in presence of competent person. So here for repacking, who will be the competent person? So competent person must be at least diploma in pharmacy, or he must have qualified some examination which is approved by licensing authority, and at least 4 years practical experience in manufacturing, dispensing or repacking of drugs. Then what is the next condition is factory premises should comply with all the conditions mentioned in Schedule M, that is good manufacturing practices. They should carry out the test at separate facility. Head of that testing unit must be different. He should have the proper qualification which is prescribed. Then whatever testing is to be done, its record are maintained as per Schedule U. There must be facility for storage of drugs, and then they should allow inspection and taking samples by the inspector. They should maintain inspection book. They should maintain the reference samples as we discussed earlier in manufacturing at own premises. So all that things must be maintained. So this was about repacking license. Now, next is Schedule C and C1 drugs. So here also some general conditions are there which are similar to what we discussed for other than C and C1 and X. Then some special conditions for biologicals are there because Schedule C and C1 contains biological products like vaccines, sera, etc. So what are the general conditions? So manufacturing must be carried out under the direction of competent technical staff. There are the qualifications, but here important part is they should comply Schedule M, that is good manufacturing practices. But if manufacturing of medical devices and in vitro diagnostics are carried out, then it should comply with quality management system as referred in Schedule M3. Quality management system as referred in Schedule M3. So it should comply with QMS, that is quality management system. Then competent staff. So when we say competent staff for manufacturing at own premises, then these are the common qualification of competent staff. Graduate in pharmacy, pharmaceutical chemistry and 18 months experience. Graduate in science with chemistry or microbiology as a subject. If that medicines or drugs are to be used for animals, then graduate in veterinary science is also eligible with 3 years practical experience. Then graduate in medicine, graduate in chemical engineering or chemical technology with 3 years experience, or any other equivalent foreign qualification is also eligible. Then what is next? Separate testing facilities required for the testing of Schedule C and C1 drugs. Then if the testing is done on animals, then proper housing must be there and it should be independent, means at a separate place than the manufacturing. If this kind of permissions are not there, then licensing authority may permit at the institutions which are approved by licensing authority. Then the head of testing unit should have the degree in medicine or science or pharmaceutical chemistry. Storage must be proper, adequate arrangement must be there. Stability of drugs may be affected, so stability data must be furnished to the licensing authority. Then for patent and proprietary medicine, all the relevant information like therapeutic activity, content, safety, stability, that should be furnished to the licensing authority. So these were general conditions. So what are some specific conditions or special conditions for biologicals? Like all that Schedule C and C1 drugs must be issued in previously sterilized sealed container. Sterilized means free from any microorganism. Containers, whatever containers are used, they must comply with the requirements of Schedule F and F1. Then drugs must comply with Schedule F. Then all that sera, bacterial vaccines, insulin, pituitary extract, all must be tested for the absence of living microorganisms. Then serum must be tested from freedom of abnormal toxicity. Then if for the parenteral administration of the dose 10 ml or more, it should be tested for free from pyrogens. Then multi-dose containers must be added, preservatives. Then test for sterility must be carried out, means proper sterilization must be there. So these are the special conditions for biologicals. Now, what are the large volume parenterals? Conditions will remain same for large volume parenterals, but what are the large volume parenterals? They are the sterile solutions for parenteral administration with volume of 100 ml or more. And in addition, they also contain anticoagulant. Anticoagulant means they will prevent coagulation of blood, and they are in a single dose container or single use container. So this was about Schedule C and C1 drugs. Now, what are the provisions for Schedule X drugs? Schedule X drugs, they contains narcotic and psychotropic substances. So here some conditions are different along with the common conditions. Here, statement of sales shall be forwarded to the licensing authority of the concerned state every 3 months. Every 3 months, all the statement of sale with all the details must be provided. Then, accounts must be maintained for all the transactions. All the records must be maintained for a period of 5 years or 1 year after expiry of potency, whichever is the late. Then which kind of accounts are maintained? So account of drugs means it can be API for the manufacturing of medicine. So everything, date of issue, what is the name, what was the opening balance, what is the closing balance, how much it was used, and everything with the signature of the concerned person. Then account of production while manufacturing, when manufacturing was carried out, what was the batch number, how much quantity of raw material was used, how much wasted, what was the expected yield, and how much is actual yield. So everything related to process. Then everything related to sale or distribution, like what was the opening balance, closing balance, how much quantity sold, details of the purchaser and his address, and signature of person in charge. So this kind of accounts are to be maintained. Then drugs must be stored under the direct custody of a responsible person. Then GMP and GLP. GMP means good manufacturing practices and GLP means good laboratory practices must be complied. So that was about Schedule X. Now Schedule C, C1 and X. So provisions or conditions for Schedule C, C1 and X are similar to Schedule C, C1 separately and Schedule X separately. So conditions are same. Then for examination, test and analysis. So here the license is procured for examination, test and analysis. So manufacturing is done exclusively for the purpose for which a license is obtained. It should allow the inspection by the inspector. Then it should keep the record as per the prescribed forms. Then maintain inspection book in which inspector makes all these entries. So this was about types of license and their conditions. So here we finish with the provisions of manufacturing of drugs as per DNC Act and rules. If you have any doubts, you can contact me on given details. Thank you.